Hi guys, I just wanted to update you and let you know that we are all doing fine. My just for some quick updates, my driver test didn't go as I was hoping the first time. I do have my license back home, but the problem is my daughters removed it from my wallet. Maybe like the week we were moving from our last apartment, and somehow it ended up getting lost, so I'm not able to trade in my US license for a Korean license like I would be able to if I had it. So this means that I have to take all 3 steps of my Korean license test, which is a little bit tricky because the grammar is worded a bit weird even in English, and there's over 200 questions that they can mix up at any time when you take it. Um, I'm a little bit embarrassed to say I have taken it twice and I have not passed it for the Pilgi, but I am studying on the app for my driver's test and planning on taking it again soon. No judgment. I know it sounds funny, but I actually have been able to drive. I drove in the States for about 2+ years, and I didn't really have a problem taking that test. My parallel parking was all that got me the first time on my US test, but after that I was fine. Anyway, that's just a quick update. As I'm sure you guys know, taxiing around is quite expensive. So I've came up with a solution for that by being able to kind of get around, which I won't mention on here right now. I'll tell you guys later, but it will save us some money on taxing a bit. It'll enable, me and the girls to at least get 10 minutes up the road to their bus stop for school and me to get to work and, to the closest subway station to go one subway station to another near where their school and, after school activities are, where I can pick them up and thus, take the bus from their home. The biggest problem for us with transportation is the fact there is a bus right in front of our house. It's the only one. It's the same bus number all day long. But that bus goes in one direction into Ansan, which would be great if the girls are going with me to my work. But the problem is Gia's level for English is lower than the students that would be in their last year at my Hagwon. And Yena would be able to go, but Gia wouldn't be able to go due to her fluency level. Of course, I'm working on her English right now, but where I'm quite busy with work, and especially the transportation situation and me trying to focus on my driving test, it's more of a slow process. She has gotten to the end of her ABCs, but she's not able to fully write sentences like that age level would in my Hagwon. So I was able to get something for mobility that'll help us, just to get up the road. The girls won't really have to be riding it for the e-bike that I got with, all the child safety seats and stuff. They won't have to ride that up the road to... Why did I say that? Sorry, I'm so tired. They will have to ride it up the road to go to the bus stop. Of course, if it's cold outside, I'll opt to take a taxi that day, even to their bus stop. But with the weather getting better and it's not icy outside where we live and it's a straight bike path to their bus stop, I don't see any problem with them riding it 10 minutes up the road with safety equipment and helmets, because I've seen so many, mothers around the area doing so. And I heard that they don't need a driver's license as long as it's one that's assisted with pedaling, and not just throttle. So I have thought this out for quite a while. It's something I thought about, in the wintertime, but the problem was in the wintertime, I kind of deemed it a bit too dangerous with the ice outside. So this will kind of just enable us to save on taxi fees on the days where there's good weather and there's enough time for me to get back from work. And kind of just save that money for when we're anticipating to get a car, as well as other expenses that we have. Sorry, they're sleeping next to me. That's what you're hearing, Yana. Sorry, I don't want to wake her up. I also have thought for a while what I really want my 2 channels to be about. Obviously, a lot of it has to do with domestic violence, dealing with the law here in Korea. I do very much want to keep that part on my channel, and I don't want to head away from it because I feel like it's very important to still acknowledge, why I even started this channel and why it's so important to me. As you can see, when I'm busy, I don't really post on it, but that's because you guys have supported us, you know, with so much support for us to get to this point where we're lucky enough to have a busy life and to have a roof over our head and to have a fresh start. And when I get busy, I just opt to focus on work and the children because I really don't want any issues for us and to fall behind again when we've worked so hard to get here. I really want you guys to know this isn't some, you know, I've been seeing this a lot with my children's YouTube lately, you know, all those family vloggers, things like that. I never wanted to make my channel anything like that. And that's why sometimes I'll make these little vlogs to you guys abruptly with no plan on what I'm going to say. And I might seem a bit here and there, but it's because I truly don't script these out. I just, when I have the time, I get on here, I press the button, and I just update you guys so that you know it's really what's going on with us and that we're real people and that this isn't just some put on YouTube show or something, that we are real people with real lives. And sometimes that means that we get busy too. We have long work weeks, we have long school weeks, and we're just not able to keep you guys adequately updated. And I know for someone who's probably very curious, very worried, sometimes maybe if you put a lot of support towards us or kind words, you might even feel very invested and you're like, what happened to that family? You know, like what's going on with them? They just dropped off the face of the earth. I 100% get that. But I want you guys to keep in mind that we are real people with real lives. And I try my best to get back on here with you guys, and I will keep you through this whole process, but sometimes that means there's weeks where I can't post as often. I really hope, even if you're not able, you know, to like, share, to get this more out there, to make people more aware of what's going on with the court system with my son, that you're at least able to, you know, still follow. That way, when all this, you know, comes to light and all this is at the light at the end of the tunnel, that, you know, you guys are able to see hopefully a happy ending, you know, for both me, well, for both myself, my daughters, and my son, whatever that may be. And, you know, if you've been here since the start, I hope you're able to see that eventually. Also, usually by the time where it's quiet enough for me to post these videos, I'm always afraid that I'm bothering my neighbors because the walls aren't very thin, but every now and then you can hear people's conversations outside or upstairs, and I just don't want to be bothering my neighbors like that. So, you know, I should really be using that microphone that I had before, but I don't charge it since I'm not updating you as often. I really need to get onto that. One thing I thought about a little while back that I wanted to do was I wanted to make a special section on my YouTube. I know I can't really section it off here, but on my YouTube, leaving videos for my son of just things that I want to say to him, whether I get him back or not, or whether I get to see him again before he's 18 or not. Words of encouragement, things that I would want to say to him, updates on our lives directed towards my son. And obviously I wouldn't be able to privatize those because those things might be the only access that he has to words of wisdom or encouragement from his mother, or even to get to know the character that his mother has, which a lot of children who don't get to see their parents again are often curious about. Maybe they're not able to due to a parent who ends up getting custody and blocking off contact. They're not able to reach out to the other parent because they know that would get them in trouble at home. But they're able to see the character via videos or things like that of their other parent, and that gives them some peace of mind until they're 18. I want to leave those behind for my son. And best case, if they're not needed, you know, he'll be able to look back and know during this time that I was thinking of him, even if he's back with me soon. Another thing is I kind of want to start to make little snippet vlog videos of our day-to-day life, excluding the children's faces out of respect towards my children. You know, they're going to grow up to be their own people, and I don't want you to think that I'm trying to profit or, you know, make a whole social media based off of my children, because they're their own people, and at the end of the day, I don't need to do that. I don't like vloggers that really do that. Although I love my children and I love, you know, praising them with other people, I don't want to do that. But anyway, just to wrap it up, just quick little snippets of what we're doing in our life, how we get around, how everything's going, and how it slowly improves. I'll update you more on that later, but that's what I'm thinking.